Well, good morning. This is February 15th, 2024. We're down to try a new hike today down into the Leatherwood Wilderness. We're going to go up and try and find some waterfalls up in here. And our trailhead today is the old Pouroff Mountain Fire Tower, which you can see here. Obviously fenced off now and no longer in use, but quite an old landmark sitting down in here. So anyhow, this is the trailhead right off Pouroff Mountain Road, or Highway 341, I believe it is. And we're going to get started here in just a minute. See you in a minute. Okay, this is where the trail starts off, just off the corner of the fence here around the fire tower. And this is used for horses a lot. They've got hitching rails here for the horses. And this trail takes off and goes downhill and then ends up tying into an old road that's no longer in use, the old Barkshed Road Extension. So we're going to head downhill here and see what we find. This is not a trail I've ever done before, so this will be exploration again. It's what, about 8:20 in the morning that we're starting. And this should be about, depending on where we actually go to up here, we'll be probably 7.5 miles or so round trip, maybe a little more than that. There will be a little bit of bushwhacking on it when we go to find the waterfalls. That's the part that can change the mileage a little bit. Fairly steep little trail coming down from the trailhead down here to this old road. There we go. We made it. You could park out here at the end of this road. There's really not much parking space, and hike down here from the highway using the fire tower parking. Get your vehicle off the road a little ways. Okay, this is the old Barkshed Extension road that is closed to most traffic nowadays, so don't think we'll see too many vehicles on it probably. And hopefully it's reasonable hiking. It's about 40 degrees or so right now. It's supposed to get up in the low 60s today. This does take you back into the Leatherwood Wilderness. I don't know for sure, but based on the Forest Service web pages, there may be limited cell service back in here. So if you were using your cell phone, that might be something to be aware of or check out. So anyhow, well, I'm going to shut the camera off here for a little bit. You can see what it's like ahead, and I'll catch you in a few. Okay, well, we've been trucking along the old road here, and we come to this split. You can see a track taking off to the left, and the main track stays to the right. And in this case here, you want to stay to the right. I'll leave the camera on here for a few minutes. So far, this has been as good as you could want. It looks to me, from looking at the topo map before I came down, that this road tries to hug the ridgeline. And so far, what I've seen confirms that. There's been some ups and downs, but they've been pretty mild ups and downs. So far, this has just been a wonderful hike, and what's shaping up to be a really pretty day. Okay, well, we've got an official sign that says the road is closed, which it is. It's an old Barkshed Extension, and as far as I could gather, it hasn't been used in a lot of years for vehicular traffic. I think there is some private property back up here at the end of it, but other than that, I've seen some stuff from people who backpacked into here and stayed up in this area a night or two, but about the only person that would probably be driving back in here would be whoever owns the private property up here at the end. Yeah, it looks like we got a little dip coming up here ahead of us. You might know, as soon as I said something about it staying fairly level and gentle incline, well, I walk around the corner and we start down one that is not bad, but is worse than what I had seen so far. Okay, well, I'm going to turn the camera off here for a little bit and catch you on the other side. Okay, well, according to my GPS, we're just about alongside Helen's Pouroff. I found this gap here in the trees, what could be a trail. I'm going to go down that way and see if I either see it or hear it. I'm not hearing anything right now, so I don't know if it's flowing today or not. Yeah, if they're not flowing today, I don't know. Well, here's a bluff line, it looks like, coming up. We'll walk along it for a little ways and see if we come across it. I may have taken off the trail too early. Yeah, well, we'll see here. I'm going to walk along here a little ways. I'm going to put the GPS up for a minute. Walk along here. I think I'll turn the camera off too and just see where I go. See you in a few. Well, so far, I'm not doing real well on the falls part of the hike. I did a couple swings down to the right off the trail down toward Helen's Pouroff, but went down to the bluff line and wandered along a little bit each time, but never did see it, nor could I hear any water anywhere. I've now come up on the trail again, on the old road again. And I'm going by where Woodsman Pouroff should be, right down to the left here. And again, I haven't even gone off trail to go down there because I've not heard a sound to indicate running water. So I'm going to go on up here a little ways and see what it looks like to get down to Catherdral Falls. And maybe have that be the consolation prize today. Okay, now this looks like it could be a trail of some sort here, heading down toward Woodsman's Fall. And there is a piece of ribbon there on a tree, so I've learned to be leery of those. Let me go down this way a little bit and see what happens. If I find something, I'll turn the camera back on. After a fairly steep little downhill track, this is where the trail leads you down to. I don't know. I'm going to go just a little further up here and see if it curves back around to the right where you might get to a spot where there might be a fall. There's not a lot of water running through here, so careful on this rock. There we go. Looks like we might. I'm going to turn off to the right here just to see. Yeah, looks like we found it. But unfortunately, there's not much water. I do believe we have tracked into Woodsman pour-over. It's just a matter of there's not much pouring over. Okay, let me turn the camera off a second and work my way down there. Well, here you go. This is the top of Woodsman's pour-over. And there is a little bit of water running here today. So we did manage to find this one. I'm going to see if I can walk around here and get down on this next level down and look over the edge just a little bit. I'll turn the camera off here for a second. Yeah, And a note here, if you wanted to work your way down and around at the base of it, in Tim Ernst's book, he shows that there are some cavities up here underneath the top of this that you can get up there pretty close under the falls. I'm going to be very careful here because this looks like it could be very, very slick. And back in here is not a place to get hurt. Yeah. Yep. There we go. Woodsman pour-over. We found one of them anyhow. So very good. Well, I'm going to head on back up and go on up the trail and see what it looks like to get to Cathedral Falls. That one looked like it would be maybe a little more difficult to get back into. So we will see what I find. Anyhow, I'll turn the camera off while I work my way back up the horse trail or whatever it is that we came down. See you back up top. Made it back up out of there. That's a pretty steep little climb going up. Yeah, I was cautious about that pink ribbon hanging there. Last hike I was on, the folks that hung the pink ribbons were the wrong group of people, so they led you the wrong way. But in this case, as long as it's there, that is a true guide, and hopefully you can pick it up if the ribbon's not there. Anyhow, we'll head on up the trail and see how much further we got to go and what it looks like to get down to Cathedral. We've been on the trail about an hour and 40 minutes now from the time we left the trailhead. We've got a nice little open meadow here. Looks like our road goes on up. Should be hitting the private property pretty quick. Turn the camera off for a little bit. See you in a little. Okay. Well, I don't know if we're at the private property yet or not. Got a sign here. We got a cattle guard almost crossing here on the ground. It says entering National Forest Trail. I don't know. According to the book, you hit the private property and hang right. But I don't know. I thought you went downhill, not uphill. I'm going to go on just a little bit further and see if there's a private property sign or something here. Okay. Yeah. Green Acres Drive. So that's definitely private property there. I don't know how far that goes. I got a little bit of time left. Kind of timing myself today. I'd like to be back home by a certain time. So I'm kind of monitoring my clock a little. Well, I'm going to turn the camera off for a few minutes. I'm not sure if I'm on the right track or not. Not sure if I'm on the right road or trail or not. It doesn't seem to match up with what Tim Ernst said in his book. I'm definitely down here at a bluff line, but I do believe Cathedral Falls is probably up this way, somewhere where I'm looking, but I don't know exactly where here. So I think I'm gonna try and cut back up and see if I can hit my original Jeep road up there and head on back. I'd like to be back by about 2 today. So I don't know exactly where Cathedral Falls is at down in here. According to my GPS where I had marked it, I'm not in the right spot, but I'm not sure those GPS markers are absolutely correct. So anyhow, I'll turn the camera off here for a little bit and work my way back up. See you later. Okay, made it back to the trailhead. Only got one fall on the falls I wanted today. The other two I just couldn't quite find. Anyhow, good hiking day. I'll get this ready and put it out on YouTube. See you later.